have you seen anything like that?
Alrighty, we are back. Just the two of us today for the swing of it. Episode 7.5, 6.5. Who cares? We're flying.
Yep.
I've actually lost track. That's how much we're flying.
It is, yeah. I didn't think it'd get to this point, but yeah, we are cooking.
We are actually cooking with genuine gas. It's just you and me today. Ron is laid out, but that's okay. We wish him we wish him all the best. He'll be back next week.
When I don't show up to places,
Yep.
I always get messages saying like, "Oh, you're still stuck in a bunker." It's like very funny.
Yeah.
It also hurts a little bit.
I think Ron's still putting.
Yeah.
He's on his 11th putt on a par 3. I wanted the top of the show.
Yes.
I texted you yesterday late in the piece. I wanted the top of the show. Jaden, I sent you a couple of things. Can we please get them on the screen? Now, if you are listening to this, this is a YouTube must.
Yep.
You have to go and have a look at this.
I guess we can probably try and describe it a little bit, but yeah,
we will
YouTube.
describe it, but it's important to have a look. So,
Yeah.
Jaden, I've been sent this video. My cousin sent it to me. He's playing golf. They're at Kingston Heath.
Yep.
This is the 18th green, and that's describe how many feet you think that putt is.
I'd assume that's something around 4.5 to 5.
Yeah, thereabouts. Let's call it 6 just for
Let's go 6.
Let's go 6. Right, let's watch the putt.
Lovely.
Listen to the reaction.
Drop the putt.
No fucking way. Oh my God.
Celebrating. Now, next photo, Jaden, is him holding that same ball. Now, that's on after 18 holes.
Yes.
What do you think this is? What do you think we're celebrating here?
If I'm seeing that, I'd assume he's.
Let me give you a bit more context.
Yes.
His name is Mitchell Kirkwood Scott.
Okay.
His handicap, his GA handicap, is 15.9.
Okay. Well, then that
And
rules that.
he played off 17 on the day.
Yep. So he's standing in front of the flag on the 18th green, holding the ball up, which would look like a hole-in-one.
Yep, it's not.
Photo.
I've just seen him putt the ball in.
That looks like a hole-in-one photo. I was going to say he's broken par for the first time. Then the next one has to be it's a PB, and if he plays off 15, his personal best would have to be something around, say, 6 or 7 shots lower than that. So he shot 7 over. He's broken 80 for the first time. There we go. That's what that is.
So you are correct that he's broken 80 for the first time. I say this sometimes when we talk about going to a round of golf. I envisage having 50 points.
No way.
He has just holed a 6-foot putt, Jaden. Flick it over to the next. He's gone out in 25 and back in 25.
Are you kidding me?
For 50 points.
50. What's he shot off the stick there? Hold on.
75.
He shot 75, 50 points. That's a joke, mate. You know what? There's an inquiry going into that.
No, it's real. Mitchell, and look at this. He's gone 4 over through the first 3 holes and had 3 over for the day.
He's gone bogey, double, birdie. A series of pars.
Par, birdie.
Oh, my goodness.
Double, bogey,
Good
and
on you,
then
Mitchell.
par, birdie, par. So not only has he just had 50 points, he's broken 80 for the first time and had 75 off the stick.
Wow.
At an unbelievably difficult course, Kingston Heath.
Yep.
He has... I have got a call from my cousin who... They are standing on the 18th tee box. They haven't even teed off yet. And he's decided, for whatever reason it was, to call me.
So he's standing on there.
On
with
47 points. He's had 47 points after 17, and he's standing on the... And George has thought this is a great idea to call me. And he asked me the question, mate, explain what's happening. I couldn't believe it. And he goes, he's genuinely... on 47 points. If he has a par here, he's raising the bat for 50 points.
Is this during a competition and stuff?
This is like some courses have like monthly comps that you can always submit a scorecard. It's not like a big Saturday comp.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to a competition. You're getting a result out of this. He goes, his GA is 15.9, and he called me to ask, do you reckon he could get to singles off 1 round? So the thing about Mitchell, he hasn't been playing golf for long. So his handicap has gone from like 28 down pretty quickly. So he's coming down rapidly. He's a much better golfer than this handicap. Obviously, he's had 50 points.
Yep.
His GA went from 15.9 to 11.8 after 1 round.
Has he submitted all 20 cards?
I think he's just past the 20th.
Oh,
so
okay,
he might be 22, 23.
Still fluctuating.
But it's just going straight down.
Wow.
He has driven the ball. So he's apparently after he's called me and calling me, I'm just thinking, how on earth could you put this into the ether? You've just cursed him. He's not going to do it. He's piped the drive, gone over the back of the green with his, I think it was an 8 iron, and he's had to hit a wedge up in the valley. He's got this wedge and it's left him 6 feet and he's putted that in for 50 points.
That's incredible.
I tried to get him on. He's at footy training at the moment, Mitchell.
Yeah.
So I've never seen that ever.
I'd love to know.
50 points.
I'd love to know. Leave it in a comment section. You can comment on Spotify, can't you?
I think you can comment on Spotify. You can certainly comment on YouTube if you subscribe.
If you are listening or watching this anywhere and you can comment what the highest points you've ever had is.
What's your highest stable for points?
My
highest is 44. I've never seen anyone go, 50 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Immediately, if that was at like any local competition, the people in the clubhouse would be
cheating.
Yeah.
He's cheating. Flag it. He's cheated it.
And I'm assuming that he's kept the one ball the whole time as well, which is nice.
You have to have kept the single soldier.
Yeah.
But look at that.
Yep.
Out in 25 and back in 25. Look at the final run from 12 home.
He's 1 under through 6 holes. 7 holes.
He's 1 under through 15 holes. He was 4 over through the first 3 and went 3 over for the day. That is just ridiculous.
Yep. Good on you, Mitchell.
Mitchell, well done, mate. Shout out you. Well done.
Real happy for you.
50 points. Anyway, I just thought, because I say that all the time, I'd love to go and have...
Imagine playing match play against that and just all of a sudden some come...
Well, you'd be looking at this and you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm 3 up. You could start pretty well there. I'm 3 up through 3. Beautiful. And then you go down 6 and 4.
Absolutely piped. Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about you, Mitchell. Thanks, mate. I still can't believe it. 50 points. Anyway, you played golf on the weekend, mate. It was a big round for you.
Massive for me.
Round 3 in the...
Round 3, club champs.
Yep.
I knew that I was sitting somewhere around the top. Had to play well.
You knew exactly where you were sitting.
I knew exactly where I was. Yep. Yeah, and I know exactly where I am now as well.
We'll talk about it.
So start off playing off a handicap of 9, tee off on the back 9, and I turn 9 over. Spent my handicap after 9 holes. I'm 9 over with 3 doubles.
Oh.
Just nothing even looking like dropping close for a birdie. Didn't even have a birdie putt.
Describe the doubles. What was going wrong? Because I saw you went the Ron.
Did the thing.
Didn't work?
Yeah. You know what? I put that on there and I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I could probably use it as an excuse as well.
Yeah.
Which is always a nice little out.
Always, yeah. What was going wrong?
I couldn't tell you even what the doubles were. I can't remember. Maybe I'll look at my scorecard. But you know what? I actually recapped that 9 in my head and I thought, I didn't play it that bad. They were just silly little double. Couple of 3 putts, they never help. But just nothing really went bad. It was just silly little mistakes. It was really, really frustrating.
That kills you.
So I'm 9 over at the turn and then I finish 11 over. Wow. I dug deep. I had...
So that's a net 74.
A net 74.
That's incredible.
It was, mate. And you know what? I walked off that green and I had a birdie putt on the last as well. I'm standing on the last going, if I birdie this, I can get to my handicap. I can't remember what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had a birdie putt and I missed it. It was honestly like 5 feet and I missed it, which hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But I walked off that green and I was proud of myself that I didn't just give up.
No, I would have definitely rolled over.
Yeah.
I would have certainly just thrown in the towel.
Yeah, I could probably, hand in a DNF and walk off after 9.
But you could also hand in like a net 79 or a net 80 and just blow up on the back 9.
Yep.
And you'd be forgiven for doing that.
It was, so I walked off and it's one of those ones where you go home and you're happy and everything's bright and sunny and it was one of those days for me. So, mate, I'm sitting 1 off the lead still. But so I'm sitting 4th. But there's 3 people on T1.
Okay.
So I'm sitting 4th by 1 shot, net A grade. So it's big for the program.
What do you win for net?
Oh, probably nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
What's the gross leader at the moment? Couple under?
It's a very good question. I should know.
No, who cares, mate?
Yeah.
The net's more important. Gross is just like if you're good enough, you're good enough. But
correct, yeah.
Net is playing to the handicap format of the game, which is exactly what it's all about.
There, yeah.
So you're 1 off the pace.
1 off the pace, but I've got surgery tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, could be out.
Dental surgery.
Dental surgery on Wednesday. Big operation.
What's happening?
No, heaps of stuff with the front. Bone grafts.
God.
Yeah, I know, actually. Have I not told you about this?
No.
Bone graft. Had a gist. So they're cutting bone out, chucking it in the jaw. They got to get a screw in. It's a bunch of stuff. So I remember last time I was out for like 4 days. So if it's the same case, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be pulling up rough Saturday morning.
You have to play though.
I'm going to play, but it's whether I play any good or not.
Do you have when you think about what's your face like? Is it swollen?
Real
Is it
swollen.
hurting?
Yeah. I don't care if I look.
Yeah.
I'm already dealt with what I've got.
Do you have to have a mouth guard in? Do you have to have that big ice pack wrap around your face?
Like the big jaws,
Yeah.
like the wire.
Yeah.
Nah, it's I assume just like a mouth guard type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'll probably just look exactly the way I do now, just with a little bit chubbier cheeks.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I think you just got to roll with that. So have you booked in your tea time?
I did. So I was actually, I was booked to tee off with a couple of the boys, and we'll tee off at like 11:40, which I thought would be nice, give me a little bit more time to recover. Yeah. But I'm huge on superstitions, and I've teed off on the back nine, which I don't like doing. I've teed off all 3 rounds. Okay. Now for all 3 rounds, I'm 3 over my handicap for all 3 rounds. So
have to tee off the back
it's pretty
nine
good.
Again.
Went off the back nine, 8:06. Morning. I'm a morning golfer.
You are a morning guy.
I like morning.
Now, the question is, and I think I know the answer. If you win and your face is all swollen and sore, that's not going to stop the celebrations, is it?
Well, you know what? I'm actually in week 3 off the piss.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, so you're saying, will this cancel it? Like, will I break this?
Obviously.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You will witness a bloke come out of 3 weeks of non-drinking and...
with a broken face, essentially.
Broken face and polish off 25 pints of Guinness. I'll give it a crack,
Especially
honestly.
because it's an 8 o'clock tea time.
Yeah, so the idea was...
So you'll be in the clubhouse by 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a slow last day, won't it?
I'd say so.
Dare say it'll be 4.5-ish.
I'll be 10 pints deep up on the balcony watching the final.
Will you have 2 pints before the round?
Pardon?
Will you have a pint before the round?
I haven't had a beer, mate.
Yeah, no, but...
Yeah, not even for final round, no. Wow. No, I promised myself I'd go a month.
Fair enough.
Unless I win that A grade.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. I won't know if I've won until the final group comes in because...
Yeah, but you can track it live, can't you?
You can, but...
You certainly will
So
be.
there's a part where they were trying to explain to me on Saturday, you can't win club champs and then also win like net, and then you can't win overall and then win your own grade. Do you know, it's like if you win something and it's the higher up, you can't win 2 things.
Understood.
If that makes sense. Yeah. So there's one guy who he could potentially take out club champs.
Yeah.
Which means he won't take out net, and then he could also win overall net, and then So
if he wins the net, becomes second in club champs, he wins the net, and you don't. But
Yes.
if he wins the club champs and the net, he just wins the club champs.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yeah. So.
And is he teeing off in the final group?
Yeah, he's in the final 8. So they're like the last 2 groups to go out.
That's exciting.
But I'm also happy to go down and support everyone, and there'll be a bit of a crowd watching them and whatnot. So
will you be in the clubhouse, or will you be like? Let's say you post a net 72. Let's say you've posted a competitive score.
Yep.
Are you sitting in the clubhouse, or are you going back out and watching everyone else come in?
Well, I'd probably do both. Do you know what I mean? So, like, that's the best part about being at Quinny. You can just sit up on the balcony and watch them come in.
Yeah.
Or do you mean like literally go out and watch like, the final 5 holes? I don't heckle. No, I'll be smart. Yeah. Probably take the camera with me as well.
Actually, yeah, that's true. You'll be filming it.
Do lots of photos and videos. So
I'm excited.
It's a big Saturday coming.
It could be big for you.
I reckon I wrote that first 9 off and went 9 over because I was actually nervous.
Do you reckon?
It's so stupid. I'm nervous over a round of golf to run, to potentially try and win net.
Which has no bearing. They don't give you a trophy or anything.
There's literally nothing. I don't even think at presentation night you get a call up. Like I don't.
Surely you would.
Maybe, but it means almost nothing.
Come on, Koshy. If you win it, Koshy will he'll get you up there.
You reckon get me up?
I reckon get him up there. Maybe not ring the bell.
Yeah, okay.
But just get him up there.
Yeah. Just like a coach's award,
participation award.
I've had a few of them in my life, bloody hell. But no, I reckon because I burnt my 9, because I was so nervous, I reckon I just made a few silly mistakes.
Yeah.
I burnt my 9 handicap, and then it's like, okay, cool, now let's play golf.
Now let's play golf.
Yeah.
Took you 9 to warm up.
And I had a warm up. I've been following everything you guys have said. I'd hit like a dozen balls.
You should think Mitch Kirkwood-Scott going into this weekend. Think I'm having 50.
50 points. You imagine that final round, literally. So for me to have 50 points, it's, what's that? It's 14.
14 under par. 14 under your handicap, which is
9.
6 under par. 66 off the beater.
Almost a course record. Oh, God.
What is the course record down there?
Speaking of course records,
Yep.
So I've been doing these ProAm circuits. So it's the WA swing of the ProAms.
Yep.
I went to Kwinana to go and watch the ProAms, and the final group, well, one of the group coming down 18 to finish their round was Braden Becker, who shot 9 under to break the course record and win by 3 or 4 shots maybe. 9 under, man.
That is just ridiculous.
Clean card.
Clean card. 9 birdies or a couple of eagles in there?
He was, I think, 1 eagle maybe.
He was 7 birdies. That's a fucking good effort.
4.
I've sworn like a lot of times. Where's this swear jar? Shivers.
I think he was.
Jaden's got it. And empty too. I need to top it up.
4 under through 5, I think he was.
Wow.
Yep. No, maybe even 4 under through 4. He started eagle birdie, I think. Crazy start, eh? So that was really impressive to watch. Plenty of good players out there.
It's so cool to watch those guys play.
Yep.
Like watching a 9 under performance. I've seen 2 11 unders in my life.
Really?
Live. I've played golf in the same group as guys that have gone 11 under twice.
Wowzers.
One at, I can't remember the name of the golf club.
Yeah.
Obviously, can't speak about it. And the other one was at Victoria.
Yep.
So Ryan Ruffles, I watched go 11 under one day, who's playing Corn Ferry Tour, I think still, YouTube Golf. He's doing everything over there. Watched him go 11 under at Royal. Can't say that. We might have to edit that because we're not allowed to say that anymore. Watched Josh Hetherington go 11 under at aforementioned course that we've just cut out. And then watched Ryan Ruffles go 11 under at Victoria. And it was like, nothing goes wrong.
Yep.
It is just so clinical to watch. And it's the coolest thing. And we spoke about it last week, or Ron did. When you hear a good player hit like an iron, or you hit him, you just hear the fizz and you see, it's just like a completely different game.
Yep.
You're playing a completely different sport to them.
Yep.
It's unbelievably.
It frustrates me because I sit there and think, like, I'll get one out of the middle,
Yep.
and it's like, it
doesn't even sound that good.
It didn't make that noise.
It didn't make that noise, or it didn't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really impressive.
I was at Wembley today as
Yeah.
well. Literally come from Wembley Golf Course to here watching the Pro-Am there.
Yep.
So they got loads of, like all the pros, everyone running around, and just watch it, like Rummy there.
He's a master with the wedges,
specimen.
isn't he? He's a smooth operator.
Yeah. And just looks like he is just like a gentleman as well, you know? Like he's
That's
just got
one
that
of the,
aura about him. Yeah.
Who does he remind me of playing on tour at the moment that's just like a real gentleman?
Should we mention? Oh, sorry. Don't want to cut you off, but should we mention some winners on tour?
Yeah, we should mention. Yeah, actually, I can't. Sorry, Rami, I'm not going to be able to think of anyone on the spot. But go for it. Yeah.
Well, because someone left a comment saying he's going to touch on this or touch on the tour of that.
Yeah,
and
I should touch on the tours.
But I did also think, I'm like, if you're listening to us for updates on
the tour,
yeah, or like any of them, live,
yeah,
whatever, it's probably
not. Yeah, well, I mean, you can. It's certainly the podcast for you, but
yeah.
I didn't watch a heap of golf over the weekend because I was busy, and I'll get to my weekend later on. But there was some winners.
I watched Ryan Fox's final few holes. Went to a playoff, chipped in for birdie.
That's big.
Wins, lovely. First win on tour.
That's handy.
Yeah. Especially what he's gone through as well lately, because I know that he didn't play the New Zealand Open because he had to play he was trying to get points up and so he could keep his card and all this sort of stuff. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Lucas Herbert had a win.
Yeah, I did say that. You were wearing his shirt last week. I think that's probably what did it.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah.
That is a good shirt, actually.
That's a great shirt. Yeah, they're cool.
It's the one where it's like the I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, the Japanese swing maybe. So Herbie, he eagled the last just to absolutely put foot on throat and destroy.
It's impressive winning. Back to Fox trying to keep his card. That, like, I read a book called A Good Walk Spoiled, and it's about, like, it tracks, I can't remember the name of the guy who wrote it, but it tracks these 10 guys through the sort of 80s and 90s, and it's like a range of different characters, like keeping your card, Tom Watson, like talking about the Ryder Cup, and then to guys that are just like scrapping to stay at Q school. Yep. And it's like the ups and downs of that sort of golf. And like people who are not overly into golf, but just watch it, we'll see Rory McIlroy, we'll see John Rahm sign for $700 million and be like, it's just, what a life. Like these guys are catching private jets everywhere. They're staying at 5-star hotels and they're playing the best courses in the world. But the scrap of golf to actually make it, if you're not the guy and you're not winning, is just like so unbelievably hard. And the pressure of it is just crazy. Like in this book, there's this, it sort of follows, this one reporter follows guys for a full year, a full season. And I read it a long time ago and I can't remember the names of all the guys, but there's this one bloke who is a teacher, a school teacher, and it's like he has to make the choice of like rolling the dice at Q School again, which is a 6-round format.
That's a brute.
And it's like the most, and all the professionals say it's the most pressure of anything.
Yep.
Would you rather be putting for the, sink a putt to win Q School or sink a putt to win the Masters? And it's like, they're just, it's not that different.
Yep.
There's so much pressure on it. And he had to make the decision between like a steady $60,000 a year job as a teacher or like roll the dice on
potentially be bankrupt or potentially be a
And it's like
millionaire.
He's got a wife, he's got 2 kids, and it's
man.
the story is, it's incredible. And he ends up going for it and makes it, and he was back on tour. But yeah, for guys that are like have been there, drop out, then have to go and get their card again, it's just it's an unbelievably tough challenge.
Well, like quite literally today at Wembley, chatting with one of the professionals that's come over from Victoria.
Yep.
Unreal bloke. Benny Eccles, legend.
I reckon I've heard the guy.
Yeah, good bloke, good player. And I was saying to him, I asked where he's staying, and he's like, in Freo. He's just, staying by himself. He got an Airbnb by himself, and he goes, but because I've done that, it means I have to win because otherwise I'm going to come out losing money by coming over because he got this Airbnb by himself.
Yep.
Like literally being out there. I'm nervous playing for
for a net championship. Yeah.
And he's out here quite literally like having to pay the bills. Like if he doesn't win over here, then he's lost money. It's like,
and that was the allure of live, right? Like all this money as opposed to just going in the PGA Tour. If you don't make the cut, you're not getting paid.
Yep.
You lose money, you have to pay your caddy. And that was the whole allure of live. It was like, here's money. Here's money to play golf no matter what. You're just going to get paid.
Yep.
And so that's why a lot of guys jumped ship and a lot of guys went there.
So yeah, I know with Ryan Fox, it's crazy to think, well, him and Fleetwood's been pretty successful, but like Ryan Fox just been around for so long. Yeah, just finally gets a win. And now he's playing in so what's coming up this weekend? PGA.
Yeah, we can get to that.
Yeah. I really should have done some research on that for a golf platform.
Yeah, for a golf platform. That's a major championship.
Yeah. And then gets him back into the Masters as well or something, I think. Yeah.
So, anyway, we may as well speak about the PGA because that's coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Like, that's, correct me if I'm wrong, that's one of the 4 majors.
Yes. Yeah. See, this is where we need Chopper. Because he'd be on top of it.
He'd be right on top of it. No, I have had a little look. So, Scotty Scheffler's your $5 favourite.
Yes.
Which probably makes sense. Best golfer in the world and typically plays very well at these things. Rory McIlroy is $5.50. He's your second favourite. And then from there, it sort of goes into your regulars. But that's coming up this weekend. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I just don't think Rory is not going to be there or thereabouts.
I'm backing him in so bad.
So did you watch any of his golf on the weekend? Did you watch him play at all?
No.
Like he was average and he looked like he didn't even care, but he was like 4 or 5 shots off the pace the whole way.
Okay.
And it's like the guy is just good without trying.
Yep.
And he's obviously gearing up for this one. I just think he's got it in his head that he wants to win the Grand Slam this year.
I feel like it's going to happen. Well, obviously, if he doesn't win this, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
I'm backing him in hard. Do and you know what would just be very Rory McIlroy fitting if he wins 3 and then loses the last one. Wouldn't that just be pretty? But no, I'm backing him in to win, man. If I want someone to win, it's actually him. Or I love Spieth. I've always loved Spieth.
Spieth's good. Yeah. I think who else is going to play? Neiman's playing okay. I like him. Oberg's a star.
Yep.
Really, really like him. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that this weekend. And it's just sort of come up on me. Like, life's been busy and it's just crept up and it's like, all of a sudden, here's the PGA. So it's like,
I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, no,
there was such a big build up for the Masters. And now it's like, no, hold on. I want to go at my pace now.
Yeah, I'm relaxing and playing my own golf. Speaking of golf, I played this weekend.
Yes.
Just gone. This is the most consistent I've been with my golf for a long time. Like I've played, I reckon, 5 or 6 weekends in a row.
Has it got something to do with the podcast, you think? Or?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And that we're in footy season now and things are more routine. I can actually get out on a Sunday and I'm much more regular with it.
Yep.
I got absolutely tanked Saturday night.
What was the occasion?
So we played footy Saturday and it was an early game. So normally we play at 2:30. This game was at 11 o'clock because we played West Coast reserves who don't have a 2 waffle side. So it's just you only have the league game. So we played at 11 o'clock, home by 2:30, and we had a function that night, a reverse raffle for the footy club. And so I was at one of the boys' house at 4 o'clock drinking, And then we went to the shoe bar in the city at 7 o'clock, kept drinking, and then went back to that, like to my mate's house at about 12 and kept drinking.
Oh, geez.
And got an Uber home at 2:30 and was teeing off at 11 o'clock the next morning. So
had you prepared at all? I guess you've played footy, so
I felt like I'd been hit by a bus.
Dehydrated.
I'm sore, I'm hungry, didn't eat a lot, had too much to drink, got home, spewed everywhere. So I do that on purpose.
Do you have a chunder?
Yeah, I do that to try and get it all out of me before bed. So like went in there, fingers down the throat, vomited everywhere.
Wow.
Went to bed, cleaned up, obviously, in the toilet and just made sure it was all, and then went to bed. Woke up the next morning I had my alarm set for 9 o'clock.
Oh, you just don't have kids, do you?
Nah.
What a luxury that is.
So I was
9
like,
o'clock?
right, get up, because I needed to be, at the latest, that's my sleep in.
Yep.
And then Dad called me. So my do not disturb on my phone goes from, I think it's 10 o'clock, just sets at 10 o'clock and then will turn off at 7 o'clock. Unless I manually do it.
Yep.
So it turned off after 7. And anyway, I get a call. I'm asleep and I get a call at 8:30 from Dad, Ben, asking me about my game yesterday. It's woken me up. And it was Mother's Day. So I was like, Mum, happy Mother's Day. Hope you blah, blah. Anyway, we chatted for about 15 minutes. I was awake at this point and not in a good state. Like I was still not happy.
Do you have the sweats?
Yeah. I had the sweats, had like still like, as soon as I would roll left or right, I was like, oh, it still, my head's a bit spinning here because I hadn't had a big night on the cans for a while.
Yep.
Anyway, got up, had a Coke Zero at 9 o'clock just to get some bubbly in the guts and had some breakaway chocolate in the fridge. So had some of that. Not a good mix.
No, that sounds horrible.
Horrible mix.
Dairy and fizzy.
Thought I needed something.
Yeah.
Went from there. Now we're talking about 9:15 to 9:30. I needed to Uber to my mate's place to get my car. So I did that.
One of them mornings.
One of those mornings. So I get to my mate's place at about 9:45. I then have to go into Mount Hawthorn to pick Charlie up, who I was playing with. We went and got. We were going to have breakfast and a coffee at a place called Ginger around the corner from him, and then go to the course. Now we did that last week before Joondalup. Food was out in about 5 minutes. Coffees were out in about 2. In and out. I did not take into account that it was Mother's Day.
You idiot.
Yep. So I'm sitting there, we order, no worries. And like, we just, because he had a few beers the night before, so no one said anything. We were sitting there, sort of eyes closed. Coffee's come out 5 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, so we get there I would say we get there at 10 o'clock. And we're 26 minutes from the golf course. And so 11:17 is our tee off. So we need to, at the latest, leave by about 9:40 to give ourselves 10 minutes to get in and sort ourselves out. 10 o'clock, order the coffee, order breakfast. Coffee comes out 10:05. Drink that.
Getting hungry now as well because
I'm starving. Yeah,
food's coming,
and I'm still sort of like delirious. 10:15, nothing.
Get out.
10:20, nothing. 10:25, nothing.
No.
10:30, nothing. And at 10:30 was like we'd been sitting there for at this point half an hour. The coffee started to hit, and I'm sparking up, and we just sort of look at each other and be like, probably need starting to get to panic stations here.
Yep.
And it was like every minute that goes past now, we're in danger. So it got to 10:35, nothing. 10:40 comes round, and I say, I reckon if it's not out in the next 2 minutes, this was at 10:38.
I would have been saying that at like 10:12.
So because we were so just 10:38 comes around. It's 38 minutes since we've ordered, and like still haven't even registered that how busy this place is.
Yep.
And I was like, if this isn't out in 2 minutes, we have to go and ask for takeaway boxes because we're going to miss the tea time. 10:40 rolls around, straight up takeaway box, and like it was as it was coming out, and we were like, but it was perfect because it was like we'll just put it in a box. We have to go. So I am driving down the freeway with just a fistful of like chili eggs and just eat no fork.
All the food.
I know. Hash browns, chili eggs, no food, no fork, no napkin, like wiping it on my jumper. Get to the course at 11:15. We'd already rung Andrew in the car, been like, mate, pay for the round, we'll set it, pay for it, we'll meet you on the first. So we got out of there. They had already teed up. They had already hit off.
Get out.
By the time we walked there, it was 10:17. So the other group because they got called up early because it was Mother's Day because no one was on the course.
Yep.
Anyway.
The ultimate, this is like the perfect storm.
The perfect storm. So I step up to the first and just spray it right. Straight. Have you played Raw Freo?
Yeah.
Into the driving range.
Yes.
Like I'm in the middle of the driving range.
Pick it up, mate.
Nah, so not out of bounds there. Go and find it. Try and punch back out, leave it short. Punch back out eventually for 3, get up, have a 6-1 off the first. I'm like, geez, I've survived with a point here. Then proceed to light it up and had 19 points through the first 9 holes. And I was like, what's going on?
Bloody hell.
I had the guy came around in the cart. I got myself a cold boost and another Pepsi Max. I'm thinking, how good's this?
Yeah.
I'm feeling fresh. I'm energetic. And then we get to the turn and we're behind. We catch up to the group in front and we're just stuck there. We're stuck there for the next 9 holes.
Killed.
Momentum halted.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, now I'm getting fatigued.
But yeah, and then what happens as well, knowing full well from having, countless hangovers.
Yeah.
You like peak and trough. You go up, you've had that coffee, you've
I've peaked.
exerted all of your energy into that front 9, and now you're just ready to go home.
I'm ready to go home. And it's like, I then proceeded to go out and have 13 points on the back 9, just accelerated and then just went, we're stuck behind this group, and just proceeded to go, just limp my way to the line.
Yep.
Really, really badly limp myself there, and had 3 points through the last 3 holes. Just point, and limp myself over the line.
Yep.
And got home and just like put the feet up. And it was the greatest finish of all time because you just at home horizontal. But at the 9-hole mark,
You just don't have kids, do you?
at the 9,
I hear that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do that.
at the 9-hole mark, I would have tapped out. If I could have. Like I was exhausted.
Once
as soon
again,
as we got caught up.
Goes back to my rant from probably like episode 1 or 2 that there should be 9-hole, like legitimate 9-hole comps where you could like be proud of just playing 9 holes.
I probably wasn't expecting the night to be as big as it was, and it just sort of got away from me. But that can happen.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
They're
it was an exceptionally fun night.
How was Royal Frere?
It was actually in really good nick. The course was great. The greens were a bit slow, but you get used to that. I 3-putted the first because I didn't have a putt. Obviously on the first green, and because I was straight on the. So, like, hit my fourth. No, I 3-putted the second hole. I 2-putted the first one. But yeah, it took a little bit to get used to the greens. But apart from that, it was in really good nick.
Big fan of Freo. It's a tough 3 holes to finish. Like, no one even had 1-pointers.
Yeah, they're the 16, 17, 18 are hard.
16, I think it's index 1, maybe.
Yep.
17, tough par 3. Like, especially if wind's doing anything.
Yeah.
Because
a beautiful hole though, like a really nice hole.
Yep, that's got to be the feature hole for me.
Yeah,
especially because when you're on that tee box and you can sort of look back over Freo, you can see the port,
really nice,
and the pine trees there. Palm trees.
Trees, yeah.
And then 18, if your tee shot isn't perfect, call it off.
Trouble. Yeah.
Yep.
In a world of hurt. So I did that, and then just went home and slept for the country. Like, it was just one of the great sleeps that night I've ever had.
I just
don't have kids yet.
You don't have kids.
Don't have kids yet. So look, I don't know if I'll get out this weekend. I'll probably play Sunday somewhere.
Yep.
But I'm excited for what you've got ahead of you this weekend.
Yeah. I should be practicing. I want to do something. I really do. But I've honestly just had like the busiest 3 weeks of work, like with sort of all the ProAms and everything that's happened. I'm flat out. And then obviously this dentist stuff. I'm just literally I'll see you. And the next thing that I'm going to remember from this is literally just teeing up at 8:06.
Yeah, because you're going to be completely out of it for a few days.
Done.
I'll tell you what I'm actually looking forward to tonight. Still speaking of golf and of you, I'm looking forward to going and watching Millbrook tonight.
Mate.
I haven't watched it.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you've been talking this up as your best video.
Yep.
And I've been excited to watch it.
I personally think if someone said to me, okay, Joel, what's your skills in video and editing and whatever, I would just give them
this
Ron Chopper playing at Millbrook.
Yeah.
It honestly, it's special.
How was the course?
After editing the video, it's the number 1 course that we've been to.
Really?
Yep. It made me remember, because while I'm there, I kind of just look at the screen the whole time of the camera. It's hard to like look up and really soak it all in.
Yeah.
But after watching that and then remembering when I was there and even just like the feel of the greens, walking on them, it's the number 1 course.
Really? When you go and do that sort of thing, like that's a private course, obviously, is it?
It's a resort style course. So
how busy was it when you were there?
We were the only people on the course. So we got.
How do you work that? Do you have to tell them, hey, do they shut the course up for you?
It's pretty crazy. Like when we tell them, Chopper emails through or whatever, or they even contact us.
Yeah.
We tell them in an ideal situation. It's like, give us the first tee off and then maybe like book 2 or 3 behind us, like if you can. So we've got plenty of room just in case we want to slow down, get some drone footage, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They must have booked out like an hour behind us just let us do our own thing.
Wow.
Crazy. And then that's when you know that they appreciate what we do. It's like, okay, let's just give them space. They can do what they want.
And it's good for them because like I've seen like a couple of things Ron put up today.
Yep.
And like it just looks amazing. So obviously they're going to want to give you time to make it look good.
Yeah, any course that wouldn't have us on, it's like, oh, just watch the videos and
watch the videos and tell me you wouldn't want this publicity.
Yeah, even if you don't need
Melbourne.
They don't need. They don't need.
Or schmarring up.
I'm having nothing to do with that conversation. Even if they, like they don't need members or they don't need people to come on, they just watch that and go like, our members would actually really enjoy watching
this.
Yeah, it's showcasing their course because we go to these courses and you can tell, like when you're chatting to a member, any member of a golf course, they're so proud of
the course.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, don't you dare say anything bad about this, and they'll back that course into the
Like I've watched watched you guys at COT, and it's like, I've been in this position. I've watched tournaments at another course that I'm a member at, and like watching professionals play that course, it's like you're so invested in how they play it versus, obviously you're never going to play it the same way, but it's like, that's cool to watch.
Yep.
And it's like, you're right. You've just got a fierce passion about your own golf course.
Yeah.
That it's awesome. It's like footy teams. It's like I love North Melbourne, and if anyone says anything bad about them, you just defend it.
You take it to heart. It's like,
you do.
I had someone message me something. So during club champs at Kwinana, it's no pick and place or whatever.
Yep.
They've just circled off spots on the fairway that are not up to standard. So it's just like GUR.
Yep.
Or I don't know what the official ruling is, but they white circle around it. I had someone message me the other day go, I played Kwinana Golf Club under your recommendation. The fairways had circles all over them, not impressed.
Duh.
And I was like,
mate, they're there for a reason because we're getting it better and that's not up to scratch yet. So just move it.
I wanted to ring him and ask him to meet me in the car park. I was like, don't you talk about Kwinana in a negative way. Yeah.
It's incredible.
But yeah, very proud of your golf
we
club.
are. Jaden, I actually need to put my headphones back on.
We've got, so last week I had a few people say, oh, did you get around to listen to any of the voice messages? We didn't.
No, because we went way overs and Jaden had to leave. We just kept talking for like an hour and a half.
That's the best part about this podcast.
I agree.
We could just
go for hours.
I've had a few comments say like, you need to make them longer, like keep talking, and which sounds fantastic. But
sounds great, but I've got footy training to go to and was prodigiously late last week.
Yeah. Did you go?
I did. Because we had that meeting afterwards, so I didn't get there until about 6. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is we said it on last week's, it's on your shoulder, on your left. There it is. Other one?
Roger. Yep.
No,
okay. I'm having a nightmare.
Watch that on YouTube for anyone watching. Watch Joel trying to put headphones on. Anyway, we did say it on last week's episode, but we're set up now. We've got a YouTube channel, The Swing of It. Go and subscribe to that. And subscribe. Put your notifications on. Things are coming up on that.
Because the agreement on that is once we get to
5,000, we're going to play the John Daly Classic, where it's every beer is a shot off. By which point you'll be back and drinking. So it'll be good. So we've got a YouTube channel. We're obviously on Spotify. We're obviously on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to it. We've also got a website, theswingofit.com.au. Is that what it is, Jaden?
That's it.
Perfect. Theswingofit.com.au. You can go there. We're going to get merch is coming. We'll figure that out.
Is it?
I've just put that out in the ether now, and we'll figure something out. But like we've got a capacity to have sent in video swings. We've got audios you can send in. It's easy. Go on there, you click it, you record something or you upload something, you just send it off and we get it.
And you can listen back to it before you hit send.
Yeah, exactly. You can, if you're playing live on the golf course and you've had 47 points on the 17th, send us a recording and just say,
would that be?
Yeah. At the end of a round, or you've turned in, let's say you've turned in 4 points and you need to spark yourself up, send us your spark up video, record yourself, send it off. If you've had 26 points at the turn and you need to find something to keep going, send that in.
Yep.
So there's plenty of things you can do, but we had a lot come in. We've had I reckon we've had 50 come in since we've uploaded
I heard
this.
way more than that.
Yeah. And Jaden's just been flat out with it. We've got obviously a couple of other podcasts that the BackChat Studios look after. They've never had this much flooding in. It's been crazy. Yep. So people obviously they want to be heard and they want to be seen. So I don't know how many we're going to go through, Jaden. You got me over there, are you?
I do, I got you.
Yeah, so I don't know how many we're going to go
picked
through.
3.
Okay.
Because we've also got some written messages in
that
we'll read out. But let's start with this one.
Okay.
I'm just glad because Chopper's not here. No swing advice. Oh, sorry, Jaden. No swing advice or anything like that because we're the wrong people.
We'll wait for Chop to get back in and then we'll do some swing advice. Here we go.
Is there one hole on a particular course that just has your number? For me, it's the 14th par 3 at Kwinana. Can't hit the green, normally hit the big tree on the left-hand side and walk away with a double bogey. Just wondering if you lads have a particular hole on a course where you just want to get past it, walk away with a triple bogey and move on.
Yeah, that's very good.
Do you know who that is?
I don't, but I know exactly what he's done. And if you look at my scorecard, I had a double on 14 because of that exact reason. I hit the tree, pulled my 6-iron straight into it, dropped down, tried to punch on, missed it, and then 3-whacked it.
I've spoken about it before. My nemesis hole at the moment is the 18th at Cottesloe.
Yep.
In the last 7 rounds I've played it, I've scored 1 point.
Yep.
Once. I just, no matter what the situation, I just find a way to go left or right or like I'm dead off the tee and I refuse to take an iron.
Yep.
I should definitely take an iron.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 18th at Cott is killing me at the moment.
For me, for anybody that's ever watched any of my videos or Chopper's videos with me in it, it's the 16th at the Western Australian Golf Club. It's
the little par 3 with all the bunkers.
It's the most scariest par 3 with 45,000 bunkers around it.
Yeah.
The tiniest little platform. Up until the last time I played it, my average score on that would have had to have minimum been triple. Shocking, man. Right? And then I birdied it. I put a 7-iron to 5-6 foot and dropped the putt.
How nice is that?
So I've still never parred it.
Really?
Literally never parred it.
Parred it?
No. But when we played the Blitz event, it was at Yokine, and that was the one hole that I was petrified of because it's stroke and because there's 300 people watching us.
Yeah.
You could have just watched a fully grown man
Poo his own pants. Just do a big smelly poo in his own pants.
Mate, it's just like, people would be looking for me. It's like, where is he? He's on the freeway.
Righto, next.
Yeah, g'day, guys. Got a question for Joel here. I'm going to make some hamburgers for the family on the weekend, mate. Being the great ex-butcher that you are, just wondering what ratio should I use for my burger patties? I'm thinking a 60-40 with some chuck and some brisket. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, mate.
He's absolutely nailed
Do you know
that.
who this is?
Yeah, I know. I recognise that voice. That's Triggy.
Yeah.
Good mate. So yeah,
we do. I've had some great feedback on the butcher tips,
actual
and the butcher facts. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
yeah.
we obviously want more of them.
So he's making burgers. Big fan. So you go to any decent butcher, and they're going to do. They'll probably have it made up. It's a pretty common thing now. It's like a brisket mince or like a hamburger mince.
Yep.
60-40 is generally the ratio. You use a good brisket.
So when you say 60-40, what are you talking about?
So 60
meat to fat.
Yeah. So 60% meat. Which is chuck. So you use 60% chuck, which is out of the neck, which is quite a really chewy meat that you can't. You have to slow cook that.
Yep.
But when you mince it up, it's full of flavour because of the neck of the cow using the muscle so much. That's where it gets all the flavour from.
Yep.
Right? But it's very dry because there's no fat in it. So then you use the brisket fat, which is just the most gorgeous bit of fat.
Yeah.
Mix that in there, good 60-40, bit of salt, bit of pepper. Spot on there, Triggy. They're the numbers, mate.
Nice.
Yep.
Dream foursome on and off the golf course.
Jesus.
Let's talk about that. Obviously you're married and I've got a beautiful partner. Let's talk about that. Dream foursome on the course, dream foursome off the course, drinking.
Yep.
Happy with that as opposed to anything else. On the course, obviously, so Chop's not here, Stiff, mate, you're out. It's us two and we get to bring 2 more people.
Okay, yep. All right, you pick one, I pick one. Somebody who I would like. Man, that is such a tough question. I want to say someone like Will Farrell or something, like someone who you're going to have a good laugh with, but then you just never know whether they're playing golf so they want to relax a bit, so you're not going to get the, don't meet your hero sort of thing.
Alive or dead, I reckon Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Like he loved golf and Caddyshack, and like I just think he would be so fun to play around a golf with and just would be hilarious.
Yeah.
He would be mine probably, and maybe this guy probably overlapped. Like John Daly would be great to play golf with.
Yeah.
And drink with.
Got to be.
I would have, so I would play golf with, actually that'd be probably it, those two.
Yeah.
Like imagine playing golf with those two. It'd be fun and funny and good golf. And then afterwards you just have some pints in the clubhouse.
Yeah. Obviously
I'd love to play with Tiger.
Yeah, I know. I don't think you're allowed to say that when you get asked that question.
Saying.
Yeah. I really like Carl Barron.
Yeah, he's humour. He's humour.
Yeah.
Do you think he plays golf?
Nah, which would make it even funnier. Yeah. And then I think like off the course, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Having a beer with him.
Another beer.
just complete. I don't think that's what the guy was asking for in this question, but that's perfect. That's what we're after.
Yeah, I figured he means foursome as in to sleep with.
John Daly,
my answer's still
Stone
the
Cold
same.
Steve Austin, and Carl Barron playing around a golf.
Mate, fantastic for me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Happy with that, Jaden?
Yep, that's all of them there, boys. We've got plenty more.
Yeah, so we've got heaps more, but Jaden will have to go through and pick the best ones out. So send them in, send some. Chop will be back next week, so send in some swing videos if you want some critiquing.
Yeah.
If you want actual critiquing, wait for him. If you want just me to look at you and think, yes, no, or I don't really get it.
And I pretty much look at any swing after looking at mine and it gets thumbs up. Yeah. That's red hot, mate. Yeah, shot.
You got some stuff to read out, do we, Jaden?
Yeah, we've got a few questions here, boys. We'll try and get through these quickly, but this one from Pat. G'day, boys. Big fan of your podcast. Been searching for years for an Aussie golf podcast of this ilk, and the only ones I've ever found are commandeered by incredibly dull, I'm not going to say that word.
Thanks, Paddy.
Swear jar. Well, I consume quite a lot of YouTube golf content. Echo Ron's recent comments that American English golf YouTubers don't have the same humour and laid-back attitude that makes Aussie golf so good. Yep. Actually leads me to the reason for this email. I'm an Aussie expat living in France and a huge golf fan who thinks he's way better than he is. I feel like this one is quite topical given what you guys have covered in recent episodes. I like playing quickly and I cringe when rounds go over 4.5 hours, which is pretty common here. Yep. I won't hurry a putt to quickly clear the green, but I'm always ready to play as soon as others have a hit, and I'm happy to tee off on the next tee while my playing partners are putting out. Over here, people take the piss a little bit, but the worst thing is that letting faster players through is absolutely not part of the golfing culture.
I hate it.
One time I was in a 3-ball, we caught up to a group of 4 fossils on about the 6th or 7th, and my playing partners buggered off after 9, leaving me alone stuck behind this group who, if playing any slower, they would have been going backwards. I got to the 11th tee as they were still there, and I politely asked them if I could accompany them up the fairway and play through. They all looked at me shocked that I had the audacity to ask such a question and refused my request, adding that it's not our problem, that you're playing by yourself. I can't help but feel that if this happened in any golfing country, Oz, New Zealand, UK, USA, they would quickly have been invited to leave the course and to not worry about coming back.
Yeah.
Another time in a 4-ball, we were up the asses of 4 ladies from the first hole, and one of them finally offered for us to play through on the 18th. Cheers, Dale. Would love to hear the story on the pod, and we'll be coming back with more stories in good time. Keep it up, you distinguished gentlemen.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pace of play is a massive thing.
Yep.
And letting people through, or the etiquette of letting someone through, my opinion is it should be an instant rule. If there are 2 or less than your group, you have to let them through.
Yep.
So like if you're playing in a 4-ball and there's a 2-ball behind you, they have to come through.
Yep.
If you're playing in a 3-ball and there's a 1-ball behind you, they have to come through. I think a 1-ball goes through no matter what. Like even if it's a 2 in front and there's a 1, the 1 goes.
Yep.
You always let the 1 through, but then I think it's 4 to a 2 and then a 3 to a 1. So I think that is just a definite set of rules. And then it's also just like courtesy. Golf is a gentleman and it's a very courteous game. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to be disrespectful.
Yep.
And it's very much a matter of just being like, hey, mate, I know that we're a bit slower. We've got some older people in the group or we're not as good. Just go through.
Yep.
It's like being in you're frustrated if you're waiting all the time. You're also frustrated if you always look around and there's pressure on you from behind.
I think I dislike that one more when there's someone behind because it makes you feel like you're going to hurry.
Yeah.
So you let them through. The only part that's difficult about that is I very rarely play social golf. Whenever I play golf, it's always in a competition, just the lack of time. So you can't let anyone through because all they're going to be is straight up the next person's ginge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be. So for instance, I filmed a video at the cut. There was a 1-ball by himself.
Yep.
And he caught up with us and I said, mate, you're more than welcome to go through. You can join us if you want.
Yep.
But you're going to be a part of the video. And he's like, oh, I watch you on YouTube. So he ended up just being I got him to film some stuff for me.
Yeah.
But he was a good bloke. We were good about it. We either let him through or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just joined up with us and then he just had a great time.
And the other one is if you like this, you're right. It is letting people through is typically only in a social setting. And it's either going to be received well and, yeah, mate, no worries, I'll go through you. Or actually, no, I'm just out here to take my time.
Yep.
And blokes are playing 2 or 3 balls and having a bit of fun. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But ask.
Yes.
Because it is.
Communication is key.
Communication's key. That bloke who's gone up to the group and said, hey, do you mind if that's ballsy?
Yep.
Like that takes a bit of guts to be like, actually, let me through.
And imagine it's literally rejection. That's walking up to a girl at a nightclub and getting shut down. It's like,
hey, nice
just
to meet you.
given it
Nice
your
to meet you.
all.
I'm Hamish. Bang, slapped in the face. Devastated.
Can I come through? No.
I would almost, if that was me in that situation, I would just skip the hole.
Yeah.
I would literally say, don't worry about it. Walk in front of them, tee off on the next hole.
Yep. And then take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play 8 balls.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Keep them coming. What else we got, Jaden?
This one, Trevor Lee.
Trev.
He's the guy who sent in the hole-in-one last week at Araluen.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Trevor.
Oh, is he the good guy or is he the guy that...
No, the good guy. He's the guy who
he's
got
the good
hit.
guy.
He was
Okay.
getting hit up on.
Yep.
So he sent this in, but Ron obviously read it out.
Yeah.
Do you think you could beat Prime Tiger if all he had was a 9-iron? Keep up the good work.
I've never heard that question before. Do you think you could beat Prime Tiger if he only had a 9-iron? Probably not.
Nah,
Probably not.
I would say straight up no.
So, like, let's think about it. He hits his 9-iron. Prime Tiger's hitting his 9-iron 170 metres, maybe 160
I don't
metres.
think that far.
Like, that's a
Could be
big.
wrong.
I reckon he'd probably get 160 out of it if he
I
really
reckon.
crunched
Yeah,
it.
I reckon you could say 160. Yeah.
So let's say
Well, how far do you hit a 9-iron? You're a big boy.
about 150. Yeah,
Can you?
yeah. About
I can
that.
get like 175 if it doesn't catch a groove. It's like just all leading edge.
all leading edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon 150 on like a big swing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, so maybe 165, 170.
Yeah. And like he's a blade, so they'll go a bit further. So he's having no trouble on pretty much any par 3, and he's good enough to take distance off it and really lean into it if he needs to crunch one. He's having like he's just
Par 5's going to hurt, but he's probably getting there in 3.
Yeah, but like par 5, he's getting
gets
there
up and down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
He's killing us.
I reckon he could probably shoot like 1 or 2 over.
I think he'd go under.
You reckon?
Well,
That is a really good question.
The par 4s would be the hard bit.
Yep.
Because like 3, let's call it 400-meter par 4s.
Yeah.
He's not making the green in 2.
Yep.
So that's where it's like you can hit a drive 260, have a 9-iron in, but he's having 9-iron, 9-iron, and then a chip.
That's the sort of stuff that you, you know, like,
And he's got a putt with his 9-iron, let's not forget.
yeah, but I would
he's
put
definitely a
money
better
on
putter
it
than
that
me.
he putts better with a 9-iron than
of
you and
course.
I putt with. I just reckon he would. And the ability of him out of a bunker, like
the 9,
you've seen, like I've watched videos of,
He's
I don't
killing
know
me.
they're getting 4 irons to get, out of bunkers and stuff.
He's rinsing us, I think.
100%. It's like a 5-4 loss.
Yeah.
Or he's shooting like 1 under and we've shot 6 over.
Yeah, I think I'd be going down 5-4.
Well done, Tiger. You win another one,
Yeah,
mate.
good on you, mate. You've just killed us.
Last one here, Patrick Michael, hero shots. Why do I always go for them, and how do you guys talk yourself out of attempting the hero shot? My best ever shot was a true hero shot, stuck with a tree 1.5 metres in front of me, 170 metre uphill to a green on the Stroke Index 1 hole at Marina Golf Club, Tassie. Had to hit a huge low-flying hook, at least 30 to 35 metres of hook needed from where I had to aim around and under the tree branches, and ended up getting it 1 foot away for my only birdie ever on this hole. Now that I've dropped a lot on my handicap, 14.5 GA now, a couple years ago when I started playing, and when this hero shot occurred, I was off 28, I find myself really screwing myself with attempting hero shots whenever I think I can. Stuck behind a tall tree, could go over with a huge flop, or play smart and just 7-iron bump it to below the pin. I'll always take the hero flop.
I respect it.
I think I cost myself at least 3 shots every single round
And the
doing
rest.
stupid shit.
Guaranteed, yeah.
Guaranteed.
And
you
just want to know how you guys turn off the part of your brain that goes, yeah, but if you make it.
do.
Or the part of my brain that suddenly hears Pat Benatar's chorus of I need a hero right when I'm trying to convince myself to do the smart thing.
So there's this. I had the perfect example of this on the weekend, and I should have done the hero shot. So we were playing in pairs, and I had this one. I was like, it was an audacious shot. I had to hit a big high draw with a 50-degree wedge that would have gone 140 meters. And I could attack the green, like I could go at the green, or I could punch out and chip on. Yep. But the chip on would have been like still 100 meters, so a good shot. And I decided to chip out, thinned the wedge, and then had a 6. Yeah. And I was like, oh, for God's sake, threw the ball down, hit what I would have hit, and like obviously you hit what you would have hit.
No
it was
pressure.
perfect, no pressure, and it's. But like, I got talked out of that by my playing partner. And it was the right decision, no doubt about it.
Yep.
That's the right call. So it's hard because you sit there and you're like, Phil Mickelson, I didn't want to tell you about that gap I had. And it's like, I don't want to have to hit a big eye draw through trees when my gap's this big.
Yep.
I can't hit the green. I couldn't hit the green the size of Texas. And here I am thinking I can just weasel one out of nowhere. You have to have, if you're not like that, if I was to do, that's my dot.
Yep.
So my dot on that would be just swing. Don't do that.
Yep.
Be smart. Be smart.
That's exactly what happened to me on the weekend. So I had that black dot on my glove.
Yep.
And that reminder was to just play smart. Yep. And I had the exact same scenario. I thinned my driver straight into the line of trees. It dropped down. I had 225 to the green, but I had to hit a low fade, which I've got in the bank. That's like my number one shot.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got me all over it. But it was going to be driver off the deck because it couldn't get much more than, say, like 12 foot off the ground. I'm like, well, this is driver. Fade around the corner. Lovely. Looked at the black dot, picked up the 4-iron, punched it to 100 meters, put a wedge up, 2-putted.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Take
Took
a
a
bogey.
5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Rory McIlroy has this quote of saying, if he was to that's the number one thing. That's the number one issue for social golfers. He said, if I was to caddy for just a typical golfer, he's like, I could take 10 shots off every round just by talking them through things like that. So that's what I think you need to remember. And for anyone, because I forget this all the time and I just ruin myself.
Yep.
But you are in the long term far better off being smart rather than being the hero. But geez, it feels good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You don't talk about the smart stuff. You talk about the hero stuff. But I would just caution, and that's what I've got my dot on here for.
Yep.
That's like one of my big reminders is be smart.
Yeah, so put the black dot, be smart. That's the key.
Happy with that.
Yep.
What else? Is that it? Yeah, happy with that. There's some good ones. You got anything for us before we wrap it up?
Okay. I think I've got a little bit. Hold on.
Sure.
Okay, actually, I've got a rant.
Oh, yeah, you did say you had a rant.
I had a
Jaden,
rant.
have we got the, do we still have the minute clock here?
I reckon I'm only going to need 30 seconds, but I'll drag it out.
You can take your minute. You ready? 3,
I'm ready.
2, 1, go.
I think that we need to stop giving golf advice or golf swing advice. And there's a very specific rule to who can and can't do it.
Yep.
If your handicap is higher than mine,
shut up.
Then shut up.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And unless I ask you, shut up.
Yep.
The only two people that should be able to give any swing advice is the person that's been asked or a teaching professional.
Yep.
So I cop it all the time because my handicap's 7.6 now.
Yeah,
right?
that's good.
But I look like I play like a 25 handicapper, and that's fine, right? But I'm actually like going all right.
Yeah.
I do not need your advice. Do not give me swing advice, and that goes for anybody against everybody else. Unless they've asked, don't do it. Yeah.
Didn't need your full minute. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It just infuriates me. Like, unless I'm playing with a scratch golfer, shut up.
Yep.
I don't care what you think. This comes into my rant, actually, Jaden. Can you please hit the thing again? If I am standing on the tee box and already have the golf club in my hand, don't tell me to change it. If I'm walking up to the ball with a driver and you think, maybe play it safe with an iron, don't say, take your iron out. If I've decided to play it safe and hit a hybrid or an iron, don't say, oh, geez, what about the chief? I never hit a good shot. As soon as that doubt's in my mind, it's game over. If I've got a club in my hand, that's my decision. My dad's a criminal at this, and he does it every time I take a driver. It just ruins me. I've made my decision. I've visualized it in my mind. I'm walking to the ball. I don't then need the seed of doubt. Oh, but why would you not hit this? Shut up. Let me swing and let me live and die by the sword. Yeah. That's my rant. I hate that with a passion. Once I've got it and I'm there, no need for you to interject and be like, what about this? Shut up. Unless you're my caddy and I'm paying you, be quiet.
Yep.
It's my rant.
So, because that can go, because golf is such a mental thing, right?
Exactly.
Because you're standing over the tee, right? So it goes like this. You got driver in your hand and I sit there and go, have you ever thought about putting a 4-iron in play? And then in your head, you're immediately thinking, unless I hit this perfect, I'm going to cop it.
Yep.
You know, like, so then you're not only battling the course, you're battling them, you're battling your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then but then if you do decide to get the 4-iron, it's like, I know this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm swinging angry. I'm swinging.
Or I'd be even more annoyed with the fact that I'm like, well, the forearm was the play, and I listen to them and I put it in play, and then they go, oh, you should teach it. And then they start giving me swing tips, and it's like, I'm going to coward punch you so hard.
I'm going to wrap my forearm around your face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's about it. I've got nothing. I got not much more to give you. You've got something. You got something to wrap us up?
Yeah, I've got one more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, this is a scenario one.
I do like these actually.
Yeah,
you are good at these.
Would you rather eat a baby goat or a matter baby?
What's the matter, baby?
Nothing, sugar. What's the matter with you? I practiced that on the way here. Very good. You know what? I've had that in my phone for like 4 weeks now, and I've been waiting to get it out. So, anyways,
it's just not great, is it?
Oh, you know, but sometimes
we'll get Trot with it next week.
because he's not going to listen to this.
No.
Yeah, I'm coming for you next week with that one, Chopper.
Oh, boy, howdy. Righto, thanks for listening. If you got anything at all, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Jump on there. We're trying to get to 5,000 to have the John Daly Classic. Watch the PGA this weekend.
Yep.
I probably will a little bit, so enjoy that.
Yep.
What else?
Should we put a post up on or something maybe on social saying like who do they think their winner's going to be? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put together a couple of we'll put together some tips for the weekend and we'll put that up. Jump on Instagram, the swing of it, like and follow that. Anything else you've got for us? Send us your swing tips. Not swing tips. Don't send us those.
Yeah, no.
Send us your swings and send us any other golf stories live at the golf course. Send us a recording. Send us anything you want. We love to hear it. It's always good fun.
Definitely. And well done, Mitchell, for your 50 points.
50 points. Gee, bastard. See ya.